Okay, thank you for coming. So many people there. I'm Jacob, I'm from Poland. I have this short presentation, roughly 100 slides, so I will be fast. Okay, so first, how many of you know where Poland is? Okay, most of you, that's good. We are in Central Europe, and the other map. And that's Poland, the main cities. Our capital is Warsaw. In Polish, it's Warszawa. I am from Wrocław, this southwest city. And this is the other map of Poland. And so Poland is that big like New Mexico state, a little bit bigger than Kansas. I can see here it's like from New York to Chicago. So it's one of the biggest country in Europe. Okay, history of Poland. I tried to make this part as short as possible, and then I show it to some Polish guys, and they said, "Oh, it's too long. You need to make it shorter." So I make it shorter. So it's very short. Okay. So the official beginning of Poland country is 966, when our ruler Mieszko I married with Czech princess Dobrava, and 1 year later he took a Christianity, and like entire country took Christianity, and since that time the Western countries start to think about Poland like a country. So since that time we are growing, and then in the 15th and 16th century Poland was one of the biggest countries in Europe. This exponential growth started from Battle of Grunwald, 1410. It was like the biggest medieval battle, and especially in 1569 when we joined with Lithuania, we were like two countries. It was some sort of the same idea like European Union now, and our country was very, very big. So that's Poland. It's here, and here is Lithuania, and that orange thing is dependent territories, Prussia. So this is how Europe looks like. So you can see that Poland was like one of the biggest countries. And also in that time, there is one event which was very, very important in the history of Europe, Battle of Vienna, because the Turkish army wanted to invade Europe, and they struggled in the Vienna, and in Vienna, the Austrians and the Germans, they will lose without help of Polish king with Polish army. And after that, the Ottoman Empire, which is Turkish, they start to, it was like the start of the end of this empire. But without this, Europe looks differently right now. So I mentioned because that's very important in European history, not only Polish. And when Poland was that big, fortunately after that, there was sort of crisis. In 1772, our three neighbors took parts of our country. And after that, very important event, 1791, Polish constitution was first constitution in Europe and second in the world after United States. But unfortunately, 2 years after that, there was a second partition of Poland, and in 1795 it was third, and Poland disappeared from map of Europe. And since that time till the end of the First World War, there was no Poland, but there was Polish people still. And then First World War happened, and there are two most important people in that history. Józef Piłsudski, who formed Polish army, and Poland was fighting against Germans. They were fighting with Russians and Americans. And after that, there was another guy, Untitled who was in Paris. After the First World War, there was a meeting of all the presidents of the European countries, and then decided that there must be a country like Poland. By the way, music in the background is Ignacy Paderewski playing in 1938. And he's playing the Chopin Polonaise. That's really cool. I found it on YouTube. It's 8 years. Okay, and after that, Poland looks like that. The size was pretty like today, however, a little bit more east. And that was the shape of Poland till 1939, when the Second World War happened. And September 1st, Germany invaded Poland. That was the beginning of Second World War. And 17 days later, Russia invaded Poland. And we didn't receive help for our Western countries because they are probably not ready for that, because everybody was expecting sort of war, but nobody was really ready. And there are two very important events in the Second World War. In 1940, the massacre, the extermination of Polish intelligence. It was like 22,000 people, and it was, like business owners, university professors, soldiers, like the generals, colonels, all important people was killed by Soviet secret service. And the other important thing is Warsaw Uprising, 1944. In August 1st, Polish people start this uprising. They were counting on the help from maybe England, maybe also Russia, because that time we were fighting together. And it lasts for 63 days. And every year in Warsaw, August 1st, this is what happened. For 1 minute, whole city stops at 5 o'clock. And this is to memorize this Warsaw Uprising. I think it's pretty cool. That movie is not a fake; it's a real how Warsaw looks like. And August 1st, every year at 5 o'clock, the entire city stops. It is really magical. Magical moment. One very important thing about the Second World War, because it's like standard misunderstood and misinterpretation of when, for example, United States president says that blah 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 Polish concentration camps, and then there is a big thing like in Poland, and they sent letters, call them, no, it was German concentration camps in Poland. And that's the difference, because we know when people start saying Polish concentration camps, then after 100 years or more, okay, so Polish people, they were doing these concentration camps. So it's very important, especially for politicians, to don't mix those two statements, because there was German concentration camps in the occupied Poland. After Second World War, Poland was the territory of Poland was like today, but we are in a Soviet Union influence, because after in the Second World War there was like a race between the United States and Russia who will take more part of Europe, and they stopped in Germany. So Russia took part of Germany and US other part. And during that time, in 1978, Karol Wojtyła became a pope, the head of Catholic Church, and he had significant role in the end of the communist era. The other guy, Lech Walesa, he got a Peace Nobel Prize. He was the leader of Solidarity movement, who also started this end of communism. And in 1989, we had first democratic election, and it was the end of communism. June 4th, 89. That's original poster I think it's pretty cool. Thanks, Joanna. Yeah, and today. So in 1999 we joined NATO. 2004. Since 2004 we are in European Union, and hopefully next year we'll be able to come to US without visa, because for now we are only one European Union country who needs a visa to travel to US. Yeah, that's not cool. Okay, famous Poles. So, Nicolaus Copernicus. You know, in the Middle Ages, people thought that if the Earth is flat and the Sun is going around. However, he discovered that it's not the case. The Earth is not flat, and the Earth is going around the Sun. And his discovery was a starting point of modern astronomy. People called him the man who moved the Earth. So it was a big step in our civilization development, I would say. The other important person, Marie Curie, who discovered two chemical elements. She's only one person who could get Nobel Prizes in different areas, in physics and in chemistry. And she made the first research on cancer treatment by radioactivity. And she was also the first female professor at Sorbonne University. Are there French people? I think it's the best university in France, right?
Yes, in Paris.
Yeah, so. Frédéric Chopin, one of the greatest Polish composers. And he was actually living part of his life in Paris as well, because there was no Poland during his life. So it was hard to be an artist in occupied Poland at the time. And the biggest piano competition in the world are in Warsaw every 5 years, and it's international Chopin piano competitions. So we had a lot of great composers. We have also good musicians. You know that means. I pause because I want to mention that in Poland we have like 3 music schools. So it works like that. You're going to middle school or high school, and in the afternoon you're going to this music school, because as I know, in US you have private lessons if you want to learn to play some instrument before you go to college, right? So in Poland it's slightly different, and pretty much people are going to these music schools. In my city, the music school was pretty big, but my city is not very big. So it was a cool experience that time. Ignacy Łukasiewicz, so he invented modern kerosene lamp, and that date, 1853, is the official beginning of modern, of the industry era, and also the modern industry. He also discovered a modern oil well and built first oil refinery. And there is another Łukasiewicz, but Jan this time. I'm a computer science major, so I need to mention that. He discovered many things, but one of these is Polish notation. All our computers are based on it. Basically, when you have some mathematical operation like 2 plus 3, in Polish notation you do 2 plus 3, because computers are working like that. They took first number, the second number, and then do operation. And it's pretty obvious today, but that time it was huge discovery. And like when we have this calculation, it seems pretty hard for computer, but when you do in Polish notation, it's pretty much easier for it. And even my iPhone, my PC, it's based on that. All idea of stack is based on this Polish notation and this discovery. Yeah, maybe guys from my department know that. Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple. He has Polish origins. Wozniak is a Polish last name. Everybody probably knows Steve Jobs because he was the marketing guy, but Steve Wozniak was the engineering guy. So the very first Apple was mainly implemented by him. John Paul II, as I mentioned, he was the head of Catholic Church. 27 years. It was like the second longest pontificate in history. He was also first non-Italian pope since 1523. And also he was most influential leaders in 20th century. Even American president came to his funeral. Okay, that was history. Now Poland today. Probably I'm running out of time. Yep. Okay, so first, as I mentioned, we are members of European Union since 2004. We are almost 40 million people. We speak Polish. It's not German, it's Polish. Our capital is Warsaw. And in America, I think 3% of Americans are Polish Americans. Like in Chicago, there is the biggest Polish city in US, over 1 million Polish guys. London, another example, 600,000 to 700,000. That's our money, zloty. In translation, it means gold. Looks like that, so if you ever travel to Poland, be sure to take some of this, because we don't have euro yet. Maybe sometime in the future. My roommate from Brazil told me that, because I told him that, Poland is like development country. I said, I thought it's already developed. Really? Okay. Then I checked it, and yeah, it looks like that. We have the highest human development index, so the same level like US, so I didn't know that. That's good. Okay, few pictures, a lot of cultural events in Poland, a lot of cool cities, cool places where to go. People are really active there, a lot of different sports, and even, check this, looks like Egypt, right? But it's in Poland. Yeah, only one desert in Europe, right? Yeah, I didn't know that till today, actually. Yeah, more pictures. Okay, so if you ever go to Poland, you need to go to some places. One of the most important is TATRY Mountains. Like 2 years ago, I went to Rocky Mountains, and then I talked to a friend from Poland. He said, I like more TATRY Mountains. And I said, I don't know, I've never been to TATRY Mountains. So, yeah, I need to go there. It's really, really beautiful here, and many people recommended it, but I don't know. However, I was in mountains nearby my hometown, which is KARKONOSZE, Riesengebirge in German. There's also very, very cool mountains, and I like driving bike through these mountains. Unfortunately, this is the highest top of KARKONOSZE, Śnieżka, 1601 meters, so it's around 5,000 feet, I guess. But you cannot go there by bike. Yeah, so that's me breaking the law. And but one time per year you can do it legally. There is a Śnieżka uphill. It's like 16 kilometers through that stuff. It's really, really hard, but check this, how many people there. Another place, it's our sea, Baltic Sea. Maybe I will switch to the map, show you where those places are. So okay, that's Poland. And first, what I mentioned, TATRY Mountains, it's over there, so it's South Poland. Then KARKONOSZE, my mountains, over there. And of course, sea is here. It's easy to find out. Okay, let's go back here. Actually, it's pretty cold. I always like more the French Sea, but it's also cool. That's the longest mall in Europe. It's Sopot. It's another photo. It's pretty crowded in the summer. Oh, and another beautiful place I've never been to, Mazura Lakes. There's like more than 1,000 lakes. You can rent a kayak and go through all these different lakes just for like 2 weeks, and then hang out in the water, actually. Pretty good. Yeah, and in Europe, also in Poland, we have a lot of old buildings, like old castles. This is nearby my hometown, but there is much more like this. This is a castle of Teutonic Order. That's the largest castle in Europe in case of a surface area, and it is also the largest brick building in Europe. We have also a lot of beautiful palaces. This one is like 5 miles from my home. I really like it. But there is like much more, like 20 or 30, only in my area, but in entire Poland, much more. Okay, so cities. Warsaw, our capital. Definitely need to go there. This is how it looks like. There's another picture. This is our national football stadium, and talking about football, I mean foot and ball, not football. And yeah, this is our King Castle and Main Square. A little bit more pictures. And Krakow, the former capital of Poland. I think the second or third biggest city in Poland. I was born in Krakow. I was living there when I was young. It's, in my opinion, it's the most beautiful city in Poland. So you should definitely go there. And that's Wawel Castle, former king's residence between the capital moved to Warsaw. And that's my hometown, Jelenia Góra. It's really cool. It's less than 100,000 people. I think that's the perfect place for retirement because it's really calm. You don't need to worry about like you're in big city to go somewhere in like half an hour or something. When in my city, to school I have like 2 minutes. To high school, it was pretty long because I need to walk like 7 minutes or something like that. And then when I moved to big city, oh gosh, half an hour. Yeah. So Wrocław. That's the 4th biggest city when I was studying at. Also really cool city. After Krakow, the second great one. And I really encourage you to go there. And interesting thing, in Wrocław there is the oldest restaurant in Europe called Piwnica Świdnicka. It's operating since 1275, so it's almost 800 years, and it's still there. That's pretty cool place to take a girl for a date, just saying. And Wrocław Technical University. K-State have exchange with that, so if any of you want to go study abroad, go to Wrocław. Wrocław University of Technology is one of the best Polish universities. And Wrocław is like in the middle of Europe. It's close everywhere, to Prague, to Berlin, to Paris. We have, of course, airport. You can fly to London for, some people fly there for $20. I don't know how it's possible, but they do that. And last year we have 25,000 foreign students. I think we have like 200,000 students in total, so it's more than 10%. So it's growing because in 2001 it was only like 6,000. And we have also cool students events. That's Juvenalia, like 1 week of student parties, student dress for some fancy characters, Superman, Borat, and it's pretty cool. 1 week of party. Okay, that's the last part of my presentation. Because sport is really important. Our #1 sport is football, and again, football. And this is my score in Warsaw during Euro 2012, and we just scored. There is like 100,000 people, I would say, because stadium have only 50,000, so not everybody can go there. It was cool. Who knows this guy? Come on, nobody. Oh yeah, there is some. Cool. So, Robert Lewandowski, one of the best football players in Europe. Last year, Champions League semi-final, 4-1 against Real Madrid. Real Madrid, one of the best teams in Europe, but was beaten by him. And that's our national team. Many great players. Don't have time to talk about anybody. Adam Małysz, ski jumper. He won 4 World Cup titles during his career. He was like the best ski jumper last decade. He's from Poland, of course. He had 3 silver, 1 bronze Olympic Games medals, 4 gold and 1 silver on World Championship, and many other. Robert Kubica, first Polish guy in Formula 1. Now he switched, unfortunately, to World Rally Championship, but he is also doing very good. Agnieszka Radwańska, tennis player, 4th in the world by Women Tennis Association. Justyna Kowalczyk, cross-country ski. He also won a World Cup like 4 times, some World Championship, Gold Olympic Games medal, and many titles. Tomasz Adamek, former WBC cruiserweight champions and lightweight champion. Now he switched to heavyweight, so it's harder, but he's still doing good. He's living in the US, by the way. Mariusz Pudzianowski, the strongest man in the world, 5 times. He is from Poland, but he is not the strongest now because now he switched to MMA, so he is fighting, use this power. Michael Malitowski, the best Polish dancer. Okay, I need to rush, okay. So that's Michael Malitowski, he's great. He's 2 times Latin World Champion. And I want to mention that a lot of people in Poland are good dancers. Not me. Okay, one of the biggest bike races in Europe, Tour de Pologne, after Tour de France, Vuelta a España, and Giro d'Italia, is in Poland, and many people are driving bike. This is by my hometown, one of the hardest mountain in Poland. You know, it's like 500 meters, 1,500 feet difference in only 4 kilometers. So here in Manhattan, when I use Endomondo, I have maybe like 50 meters difference. Here is 500, so yeah, it's different. It's really hard. Sometimes you end up like that. And our volleyball team, they are very good. Last year they won World League. This year I think Brazil was better, but next year will be our year. Yeah, okay, and very last thing I want to show you. This is before our volleyball game, when Polish people are singing the national anthem without the background. Can you hear something? Oh, okay, you cannot, unfortunately. Oh, and you know, last year we have Euro Cup in football in our country. It was a great event. A lot of people came to Poland. They were happy, and now more tourists are visiting Poland because it was that cool atmosphere. And now we have very nice stadiums too. That's one of our games. And okay, I'm running out of time. Okay, so questions. Oh, and I try to put this presentation on my blog, and also I'm recording now, so maybe the video from this presentation will be also available here. Okay.
So now we just want to open the floor if you have any questions at all for Jacob. We have a little bit of time left for questions.
Are there any Roman ruins in Poland?
Roman ruins in Poland?
Yes.
I don't know, but I don't think so. I think there are some in Germany, but not in Poland, because Poland was not really part of the Roman Empire, I guess. I might be wrong, but I think, you know, like the east side of Rhine River was like out of Roman Empire, but I'm not sure about it. Maybe somebody can correct me. Any other questions? We'll go for it. Yep.
Do you guys have any kind of regional languages? Or?
Yeah, we have some dialects. I don't know any, unfortunately. But especially when you go to the regions of Tatra mountains, there are people, some old people usually speaking some kind of dialect. And oh yeah, by the way, the Polish Krakow national dress. Can you show that? Come on, come on. Yeah, that's Polish traditional. So if you see something dressed like that, this person probably talking in dialect, probably. She's not. Okay, any other questions? Yep, please.
Is Poland a net exporter of food products or
Exporter of what, sorry?
of agricultural products?
Oh yeah, especially to Czech Republic. I hear that Czechs were complaining that the food is not very good because now it's more chemical stuff in the food. So yeah, we are exporting to south of Europe for sure. I'm not expert on, but yeah, that's true. And we are the biggest exporter of the coal in Europe. So yeah, now when there is a crisis in Europe, Poland didn't really face it because we are like a green island. Our growth was still in plus because many manufacturers moved their business to Poland. So we are still doing pretty good. Yep. Yep.
Is there any wildlife in Poland?
Sorry?
Is there any wildlife in Poland?
Like animals? Ah, okay. Well, there are some, but when you're going to the forest, you're pretty safe because Poland is pretty dense. It's not like in Kansas when you're going 5 miles and there's nothing. In Poland, it's really really dense. But I think the southeast part of Poland, sometimes there are bears hanging out somewhere. But you can be, but they are not like grizzly bears here. They are you're pretty safe there. So don't worry. You don't need to have a weapon with you when you're going there. Question?
Are there any sharks in Poland?
Sharks in Poland? Well, I think one time we had one shark in our sea, and that was a pretty big deal, but not anymore, unfortunately.
Do you guys receive a lot of immigrants from other countries from Europe, or the immigration rate is low?
Well, I think like 97% of people are Polish, but I think it's starting. The immigrants amount start growing. We have the most people are coming like from east, like Ukraine, maybe Belarus. We also have some Chinese people. We all have a lot of Chinese restaurants in Poland. So, but as I said, it's like maybe 3%, so it's not like in US for sure.
Which area contributes economy of that? Is it the industry which contributes more, or the agriculture?
I would say services, but as I said, we are the biggest exporter of coal. But I would say, like, as I said, a lot of companies move their business into Poland because it's cheaper. Maybe the taxes are lower than in Western Europe. But we don't have very strong industry for now. Yeah, I think.
How about the living expenses compared to the United States, right? Like Manhattan?
Well, that's a hard question because for sure in Poland we can say in general it's cheaper, but like the expenses there's different distribution of expenses. So like here in US you need to pay for college. In Poland, college is free, which means everybody is paying from taxes. Medical services, it's also free as long as you're a Polish citizen. The prices sometimes are higher. Like, I bought my laptop here, and this laptop in Poland costs like almost 2 times the price here. So, but if you go there for studying abroad, it will be for sure cheaper for you.
All right, thank you so much for your questions. If you
Thank you.
Jacob, if you could just describe the food that you brought.
Oh, sure. I made potato pancakes. All other food is made by great Polish woman's help, Joanna, Majka, and Bożena. Where's Bożena? Yeah. So, potato pancakes, dumplings, in Polish pierogi, really recommend you. Bigos, made by Joanna,
A country
and
of such geographical
rogaliki,
diversity
made by
that it is Europe in
Majka.
microcosm.
And we have also kabanosy, Polish sausage, and Polish pickles.
And on behalf of all of us here at International Student Scholar Services,
A country
we'd
of
like to
people
thank
with
Jacob for his
aspirations.
wonderful
People who are
presentation
succeeding in a
today.
united Europe.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
A place where great modern cities, the birthplaces of 21st century technology, are juxtaposed with an enormous respect for tradition. The past greatness and power of this 1,000-year-old state, preserved in the treasures of its national architecture, can be admired in myriad places. The capital city, Warszawa, rebuilt from the rubble of the Second World War, is the country's former.
So the minute where they were silent, was that in Warsaw? And what, you showed a film clip where everyone
Yes.